Tai Lopez, the original social media grifter.
Knowledge.
Largely referred to as the influencer who popularized selling courses online, Lopez became infamous for his ads that he ran on YouTube, in which he flexed his Lamborghini in his garage.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
And created funny soundbites.
Knowledge.
However, roughly a decade after rising to fame, shilling courses to gullible users, and finally pivoting to acquiring failing brands, the OG clip farmer got charged by the SEC with running a 9-figure Ponzi scheme. I know, so shocking. Maybe it's time for Lopez to make a new version of his infamous clip. Before we go over how Lopez became the final boss of social media grifters, let's understand how Lopez found himself in the position to be able to have hundreds of investors trust him with hundreds of millions of dollars. The clips of Lopez that I already showed instantly became memes back in the day, as it was super easy to mock how ridiculous the videos were.
Knowledge.
These clips subsequently propelled Lopez to social media fame. He currently has over 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube and over 3 million followers on Instagram. However, the overwhelming majority of these subscribers and followers came from years and years ago when Lopez was way more relevant. Nowadays, he has largely been forgotten and is only remembered as yet another fake internet guru trying desperately to sell courses online. If Lopez had come into this social media fame in today's day and age, he would have become the undisputed GOAT of crypto pump and dumps. And if it had happened just a few years ago during the pandemic, he probably would have made Here in My Garage into an NFT that would have sold for an absolutely stupid amount of money. But unfortunately for Lopez, he was ahead of his time in the grifting world, so he followed a more traditional route to wealth, acquiring failing companies and leveraging his social media following to attract investors. Tai Lopez and his friend Alex Murr founded Retail E-Commerce Ventures, or REV, with the goal of acquiring failing brick-and-mortar companies in order to turn them into successful e-commerce brands. Throughout 2020 to 2022, REV acquired various companies that declared bankruptcy, most notably Radio Shack, Model Sporting Goods, and Pier 1 Imports. Lopez and Murr subsequently used their social media to attract at least 660 retail investors to invest into their holding company, often promising returns of up to 25%. In this one ad I could find, Lopez was running a Facebook ad in which he was claiming that if you invested $300,000 into Radio Shack, you would get $60 in dividends per year. However, the SEC lawsuit that was revealed in late September claims that REV defrauded investors of roughly $112 million, alleging that Lopez and Murr made material misrepresentations to their investors. Again, shocker, I know. You're telling me I can get 20% guaranteed returns every year? The lawsuit goes on to say that in order to pay interest and dividend payments to investors, Lopez and Murr resorted to things such as loans from outside lenders, cash advances, and everyone's favorite, money raised from new and existing investors, aka a Ponzi scheme. The SEC alleges that just under $6 million of returns were paid out to investors using funds of other investors, the classic Ponzi scheme setup. Furthermore, it was alleged that Lopez and Murr personally pocketed over $16 million of investor money.
They're gonna go to fucking federal prison.
And it was also revealed that while some of REV's companies generated revenue, none of them generated any profits.
Federal fucking prison.
Perhaps the strangest and most unnecessary lie in the entire scheme was the chief operating officer Maya Birkenrode, Tai Lopez's cousin. On REV's website, Birkenrode was described as having over 10 years of experience managing multi-million-dollar companies. In reality, Birkenrode's only work experience included being a substitute preschool teacher, a promoter at a radio station, and Lopez's personal assistant. Anyone who saw Lopez's ads back in the day assumed that he was no more than a grifter who was just preying on susceptible users. Roughly a decade and an SEC lawsuit later, our assumptions were confirmed. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all things business, finance, and technology.